Welcome back to another Armchair Pundits Liverpool review show. And I'm sitting here again after another late goal that's cost us points. Today's performance was two-sided in a way. There were some positives. I know a lot of people say, what positives did you see in the game? But I'll go on to them later on. There were some old habits that have reared its head again and cost us, essentially. But before I go any further, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button. So, we have drawn 3-3 away at Elland Road to Leeds. And I'll be honest, the first half, it wasn't a great first half from us, but it was a first half where we were composed. Apart from the first 5 minutes, we were composed and we took the steam out of the game. We've got to be honest, the first half, it wasn't something to be excited about. But when you go to these kind of grounds, what do you have to do? You have to silence the crowd. And we did silence the crowd. We completely took them out of the game. And it was frustrating to watch at times. We played a slow, methodical style of football where we went from side to side, we went forward, and it didn't help us in terms of getting us in the mood, getting us fans at home even, in the mood or making us excited. But after conceding so many goals in our previous games, what you want is a performance where you shut out the attack of the other team. Performance where you are committed to defending and committed to not leaving gaps everywhere. And I'll be honest, that's what we saw in the first half. Was it good to see? No. But it was almost like a building block to building up the game and then a second half performance to then step up a level. And there weren't that many chances in the first half. The only real chance of note was when Jones hit the crossbar. But at the same time, after the performance from Leeds midweek against Chelsea, where they dominated them, they harassed them, not on the ball, because Chelsea had a lot of the ball, but where they physically dominated them. You sat there the first half saying, not good enough, but if we play better second half, we win this game. And go into the second half now, and be honest, we get 2 quick-fire goals. Ekitike is alert. He's ready to pounce. Leeds are playing the ball around the back line, and the fullback plays it across the pitch, which you should never do, and Ekitike pounces on it. Buries it in the bottom corner, and I'm thinking, yes, perfect start to the second half, exactly what we need. Get a second goal now, and then we can control this game. And before I even realised what's going on, we should win a penalty. I think it should have been a penalty, but he doesn't get given. Conor Bradley is strung into a challenge, gets a crossing, which very frustratingly, he's not doing enough. We're not doing enough. We have strikers, as you've seen from this goal that Ekitike scores, that are ready to get in there for crosses. And we don't do enough crosses into the box. Early crosses like we did just then. And it's 2-0, and I'm thinking, yes, good. Go on, control this game and win it. And let's be honest, we were controlling the game. Leeds were not in this game whatsoever. Not in this game. But, like I said earlier, some ugly habits, some ugly decisions reared its head again. And that came in the form of Konate. What on earth he was thinking to slide into that situation. I've listened to the post-match review, and Slot has said it's an innocent mistake. He's trying to stop a situation. But if you stay on your feet, we don't concede that penalty. Simple. You stay on your feet, we can see the corner maybe, but you don't concede the penalty. Diving in there was just reckless, stupid, and idiotic. And it just cost us because it gave them hope. And up until that point, they had no hope. They had no hope. It gave them hope, and I just couldn't believe what was going on, if I'm being completely honest. So then, not long after that, we have, 2 minutes probably after that, when you look at it. Yeah, exactly. 2 minutes after that, in the 75th minute, again, there's more than one guy at fault, but I would put the blame mainly on Konate. The ball gets played down the left-hand side, and all he has to do is a player, Nonte is running in. I think it's Nonto. No, Stack. Stack is running into the box. All he has to do is close the space. Close the space. Don't call someone else to come and do your job. But what does he do? He runs back into the 6-yard box, giving Stack the chance to turn, run across the box, and rifle it in. And then he turns around, throwing his arms up, saying, what's going on? When all he had to do was close down the space, because you had Jones to his left, where there was a runner coming in, who I do think was Nonto this time, or could have been someone else, coming into that space, but we had Jones there. Jones covers that space. If Konate does his job, closes down that, Stack probably just passes the ball back. Probably controls it and passes the ball back. But he turns around and thinks, oh, I've got a whole lot of space in this box. Let me shimmy and let me bang it into the back of the net. And he does. And I'm sitting there thinking, 2 goals in 2 minutes, and it's all down to Konate. And having debates in WhatsApp groups, and Konate, why he's still playing, at this point is beyond me. Slot has done him a disservice because he's been out of form since the first game of the season, and he's been played game after game after game, and he has not shaken that form. Has he had a couple of good games? Yes, he had a good game against Arsenal way back. He had another good game against someone else who I can't even remember right now, way back. But since the end of September, he hasn't really put in a good shift. He's made mistake after mistake, and he should have been pulled out. There's a debate whether Gomez, has he been injured? There was a report that he had an injection in his knee. Is that a case of just for that short period of time where he couldn't train probably for a week? Or has he been on the bench, but only been on the bench just in case we had a really bad injury and both centre-backs had to go off? Because I've been calling, as you guys have been watching, for Gomez to start ahead of Konate for ages. Then he finally comes on, plays 2 games in a week, has 2 decent performances, comes on again today, and it's like, we could have taken Konate out of the firing line a long time ago. But we've allowed his poor run of form to turn into a disaster run of form. And I think the only remedy for it is to take him out of the line of fire. But we can't even do that right now and play a strong back line, because an issue that we have with Conor Bradley in his young age, he gives up silly yellow cards. And he's played around 500 and something minutes, and he's already got 5 yellow cards. It was a stupid tackle that he made today that he didn't need to make. Now he's suspended for the next game, and you can't even take out Konate and play a defensive backline and play Gomez right back and Bradley, Gomez centre back and Bradley right back, because Bradley's not available. So that's something that he needs to work on, because he picks up loads of stupid yellow cards. I can't think of any of the yellow cards where you can say, okay, you know what, that's a fair enough yellow card. You did that for the team. They've all been really, really poor yellow cards that he's conceded, just by doing naive things. Like I said, for the first 73 minutes of this game, we were composed. We were in full control, and then bang, we lose control. But credit to the players. Did they put their heads down? No, they didn't. 80th minute, we saw a fantastic bit of play. Jones takes the ball off the back 4, plays a little 1-2 with Virgil van Dijk, then gets the ball back and plays a line-breaking ball through to Gravenberch, who then plays a through ball to the edge of the box. Really good step over from McAllister. And then Szoboszlai, who's been our player of the season, was best player on the pitch for us today. Well, close to Ekitike, but one of the best 2 players of the pitch today. He slots it in. And at that point, 80 minutes gone, we've scored. I'm thinking, okay, now, just listen, hold it. All you have to do is just make some good changes, Slot. And I give him credit. He brought on some good subs at this point. There's times where I've been saying, bring on the right subs, and he goes to make us solid. He brings on Endo on 83 minutes, and he brings on Ekitike, Isak. I don't know, maybe you can keep Ekitike on, because Isak isn't in the greatest form to be running around. But bringing on Endo, for me, was the right choice, because then you got someone that's going to battle, that's going to run. And to be honest, after we scored that goal, we were putting our foot in, we were battling. It was like, this is the energy I've been needing to see for weeks. But again, I said at the beginning of this podcast, beginning of this episode, old habits reared their head. How many times have we been beyond the 90th minute and conceded a goal? And yet again, it happens. And again, set piece. You don't mark a set piece properly. You leave Tanaka at a back post unmarked. And to be honest, Gravenberch was there. Why he comes in from the post and from the area where he's marking, and then you have Konate, who ducks from the cross. Does he get there? I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and say he wins that header if he doesn't duck. I'm not 100% if he does. Does he get a call? I don't know. But he should be trying to head to that ball. Again, I don't know if he gets there or not, but he ducks. It looks bad. And then Tanaka's at the back of the back post, because Gravenberch has come in and it's hit his hand. So for all we know, they could have given a penalty for that. It shouldn't have been, but it's directly onto his hand. They could have given a penalty. But Tanaka scores, and it's now the 96th minute of 9 minutes. Where they got 9 minutes from, I'm baffled. Don't know where they got 9 minutes from, but 96th minute, we concede. And we throw away what should have been a win. Will we be great today? No. Did we deserve to lose? No. But the draw? No. I'm not having the fact that they deserve to get a draw at the game. We were comfortable, and we've had 3 moments of complete head loss and conceded 3 goals. And it's just come to the point where we're so fragile that we just can't keep it in. We can't hold a punch. And as soon as something goes wrong, our heads drop and the floodgates open. And we concede goals, and we concede goals quickly. But today, I don't even know what to say. I was sitting there thinking at 2-0 that we can hold this and we can hold them at bay, because they weren't even laying a glove on us. But mistake after mistake after mistake. And it's just unacceptable at the moment. The guys really need to step up and find some confidence from somewhere. If it's the manager, whether it's within themselves, they need to get it together. But that's enough of that. I'll do my play ratings now. And the play ratings were looking good for a spell, but then they dropped off. They really did drop off. So Alisson, wasn't a great game from Alisson today. With his feet, he was really poor. Gave away 2 balls early, just giving it to the opposition. I've given him a 5. Not a good performance from him. And obviously doesn't get anywhere near the goals that we conceded. Obviously a penalty is the penalty. And the second goal just gets blasted past him. And the third goal is nothing he can do either. But not a great performance from him today. 5. Conor Bradley, he was good up until a point. But his yellow card is costly. It's a silly yellow card. I'm giving him a 6.5. Kanate, I'll be honest, it looks like he's at fault for all 3 goals. The third one would be harsh, but definitely for 2 goals, I've given him a 4. Really, up until he conceded a goal, he was having a good performance, I'll be honest. He was probably on a 7, up until that penalty. And then he just messed it up for all of us. He gets a 4. He could have, you know what, I don't want to say 4. He gets a 3. I was going to say 4, but I've always said, when people ask me, what do you get a 3 for then? What do you get a 2 for? I said, if someone has a real stinker, gives it a stupid penalty, he fits into that category right here. So he gets a 3. Not a 4, he gets a 3. Dyke, listen, you can ask about leadership and stuff like that, but when your defensive partner is making mistakes like he's made, literally nothing you can do about those instances. You can't really hang it on Van Dijk. You can't. I didn't think it was fantastic, but we conceded 3 goals, so he gets 5.5. Again, we conceded 3 goals to his back line. He plays the full 90 minutes. Was he really poor? No. Was he at fault for anything? No. So he gets a 6.5. Gravenberch, I thought was having a good game, I'll be honest with you. Was having a good game. I've given him a 7. Defended quite well, gets an assist, and just a step up from previous performances. So, like I said, he gets a 7. Jones, good performance, plays 90 minutes. He gets a 7 as well. I've looked online, I've seen he's got higher stats than that, higher numbers than that, but for me, just a 7. We've drawn 3-3. I can't really give players high scores today. I'm moving to Wirtz. Bit disappointed with him today. Didn't really get into the game at all. I've given him a 6. Not really noticeable. After his last 2 games, I thought maybe he's waking up to this. I don't know, just wasn't in the game enough today. So yeah, he gets a 6. Gakpo, same. Not in it enough for me. He gets a 5.5. Doesn't do enough going forward. Has a shot where it's just really tame, but I need to see more from him. I move on to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai gets a 7.5. Hardworking, does well on the right-hand side, gets a goal to get us ahead. One of the only players showing aggression, and we're letting him down, I'll be honest. Each game we're letting him down. So he gets 7.5. I move on to Ekitike. Gets 2 good goals, runs the line well, performs pretty well. I was considering an 8, but I've given him a 7.5. Some may say harsh. I can't decide between 7.5 and 8. I'll let you guys decide. Let me know in the comments whether you think he deserves an 8 or an 8 or 7.5. I'm going for 7.5. We've drawn 3-3. Is it his fault? No. But it's just a harsh one. So I now move on to our subs and what impact they had. Gomez comes on. Commits a silly yellow card. No need there. It's 2 weeks in a row. He's come through the back of someone 2 games in a row and just commits a silly yellow card. They add up. Yeah, they add up. So less of that, please. He gets a 6. No real impact. McAllister comes on. Nice little step over, but he's not energetic enough at the moment. I don't know what's happened. Don't know where his drop-off has come from. It's a real bad drop-off. He gets a 6 as well. Endo comes on with Isak in the 84th minute. Energetic enough. Hustles, wins a few tackles, but he was brought on to protect. But can I really blame him for the goal we conceded? No. He does his job protecting, but not a big impact. He gets a 6. Isak comes on, has a good glancing header, but that's about it. Doesn't really get enough touches, but that's understandable because we don't really get the ball to him enough and we're playing defensively. He only gets 2 touches in the game, one of them the header. But he's only on for, in the end, 9 minutes of time. So he's on for like 15 minutes. But 2 touches in 15 minutes is not enough. We need so much more from him. But as Slot said during the week, he doesn't average many touches even at Newcastle. But we need more from him. Considering Ekitike gave us so much, we need more from him. Slot, he gets a 5. It's harsh on him. The starting lineup was the right starting lineup. Subs, can't compare by any of the subs really and truly. But we've drawn a game that we should have won. So he can't really get a good score, so he gets a 5. But guys, really, really demotivating, deflated game to watch. And I just really need to see where our next win's coming from. Because we've now got 2 points from 2 newly promoted teams and a not first game that we should have won as well. We've got no points. So listen, 2 points from our last 3 games is not where we should be coming from right now. really, really, really disappointed with what I'm seeing in front of me, and something has to change. Something has to change. I'm not at the start out phase yet, but something needs to change. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and comment, guys. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think of my ratings. Leave your ratings in there as well, and let me know who you think deserved man in the match, if someone did. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.